What's up, guys? I'm Crystal Lee Naomi, aka Jasmine Borders on Tyler Perry's Sisters. Be sure to subscribe to the Haves and the Have-Nots review for not only reviews on the Haves and the Have-Nots, but also on Sisters. And while you're at it, give your girl a follow on Instagram at Crystal Lee Naomi. And I'll see you every Wednesday at 9, only on BET.
All right, Sisters fans. Now, basically, we're in a situation where Sabrina is, I don't know if I should say she's fully moving on from Calvin, but she's trying to taste a coffee that's a bit stronger than what Calvin was offering. That's the best way to put it in terms of the analogy of, a hardened thug versus, somebody with a little sugar in the tank. So before going further in the video, please hit the thumbs up button to show you like it. Also hit the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content to the channel. Hit subscribe and follow me on social media. Links are in the description box below. Now, I know that some people weren't trustworthy of, is it Jacobi or Jacobi? Or Jacobi. I'm just going to say Jacobi. If I'm wrong, oh well. Some people were suspect of him the moment he appeared in the show because they didn't really trust him. And red flags started to wave even higher once it was revealed that he and wow. Crap, what's his name? The dude that beat Maurice up? I cannot remember his name. I'm having a brain fart right now. But basically, Alonzo. And Jacobi was like, well, yeah, I know him from like a few parties here or there, but, I didn't know he put Maurice in the hospital. I didn't know he was like a homophobic or anything like that. I just know him from, a couple outings and stuff like that. I don't know him personally, but we just know each other. We cool. So as time went on, he instantly had an attraction to Sabrina. She quickly shut it down. But, after helping him out a few times and, just chilling in her office, it seems like they have somewhat of a connection. And even in the last episode, we both go to the same gym. We work out frequently. We both drink coffee. Why not go out? And then Maurice cock block. And the question is, she talked with Danny and, that was right before he came in. It's like, hey, just go for a cup of coffee. You ain't looking to get married right away. Just see if you like him and that's it. But the question remains, is Jacobi a good guy? I mean, to be completely honest here, when you think about it, do you think Calvin and Sabrina are ever going to get back together? To be honest, they were never officially together. They were just kind of, friends with benefits, if you will. Because when Calvin wanted to be official as a relationship, Sabrina shot it down. So, yeah, a lot of these characters are just kind of, I don't know. I'm just not the kind of person to just jump to sex, but that's just me. But essentially, you have to ask the question, if Sabrina and Calvin don't get back together, I don't hate the character of Calvin. Like, he was an asshole for a good portion of season 1. But to be fair, Sabrina did kind of push him to that point. But then it got to a point where he was just a bit too much of an asshole. Now it's got to the point of, if Sabrina and Calvin don't get back together, what purpose does Calvin serve to the show? I mean, sure, he's Maurice's roommate, but aside from that, Maurice has just shot it down several times for both Calvin and Sabrina. I'm tired of hearing about this nonsense drama. If you want to be with him, be with him. If you want to be with her, be with her. If not, just leave each other alone and move on. But at the same time, he's kind of like stoking the fire of, oh, you think about that boy over there, Jacobi, but when are you going to ask me about Calvin? I know you want to. So it seems to me like Maurice is almost like the glue holding those two together, but at the same time telling them just leave each other alone. So when you think about it, if Calvin didn't move into Maurice's apartment, then Calvin really wouldn't have a reason to be in the show. So I do think that we might have a situation where Jacobi isn't a great guy, whatever the I mean, I don't know. Maybe something happens where he shows his true colors and then Sabrina decides to get back with Calvin, or let's have a twist. Maybe Calvin and Sabrina both meet good people. Jacobi's a great guy and Calvin meets a great girl, but in their heart, they miss each other. and then they decide to break up with somebody who's actually a good fit for them, but then they decide to be with each other because that makes no sense. But that's how love and writing goes. But I will say this much. I do find it interesting. Something I didn't point out in my review, but something I just thought about, I want to say maybe 2 nights ago, but I just didn't put in a video. When you look at the typical Tyler Perry romance, typically it's the dark-skinned guy, that's the bad guy, and the light skin. You know how in some movies they have, or like in predominantly black movies, there's always the white savior who swoops in and saves the day. It's almost the same kind of thing with Tyler Perry writing like Diary of a Mad Black. I'm not the first one to say it, and typically it's like the dark skinned guy who's evil, then the light skinned dude, swoops in and saves the day. Kind of like the same thing with Gary, the dark skinned dude that's a monster, and then you have like light skinned dudes like lighter complexion like Paris, and even not Tom from Bruh, but he also played he played a character. What's his name? Mike. He was an attorney, not Mike. I forgot his name, but either way, he was it. Basically, the actor that plays Tom on Bruh played an old friend of Andy's from law school. Again, a lightsaber. I haven't had a lightsaber. Well, no, actually, I do chew on the lightsaber mint. Excuse me. He was a light-skinned savior that Andy decided not to go with in favor of being with dark-skinned Gary. So, on the flip side, you got Sabrina and Calvin. Calvin is the light skin, Jacobi is the darker skin, and it seems like the story is kind of flipped. It's nothing. It's just the observation I made. Maybe I'm reaching here, but it's just something I noticed. But I think Jacobi, I wouldn't want him to be a bad guy because you look, it's like, oh yeah, he's dark. It looks like he's only into one thing with Sabrina. He has tattoos and this and that. But when you think about it, he's pretty much been almost like a victim. What I mean by, hear me out. It's almost like he's a victim of his surroundings. What I mean by that is, it's almost like, Maurice has just been antagonizing him or seeing him as an opponent or a threat since day one, assuming that Jacobi was going to take his job. But Sabrina made it clear that he's just a new employee that they're working to add to the staff. Nobody's trying to replace you. And in the next episode, and I am thankful, I was reading the comments on the trailer breakdown video I did, and people did agree with me that, it's not homophobic to say Jacobi is completely right for calling out Maurice, for calling him a bitch over and over again. Like, I don't care if you're gay or not. That's really not how you should address anyone. I don't care if the person you're talking to is straight, gay, a man, or a woman. Now, don't get me wrong. It's like people who use the N word. It's like, it's a term of endearment amongst the friend group, or people who say the B word, like, oh, you're a bad B or whatever. Like, within that context of the group you're in, fine, say whatever you want. But when you're communicating with somebody who's not within that certain group and you call them that name, they have every right to call you out, especially when it's somebody in a professional business place of work. Jacobi has every right. So if Maurice is going to get on his case about it, just the only time I really haven't liked Maurice was earlier this season. A lot of people were not mad at me, but they were like, Jeremy, why are you so serious about it? It was when Sabrina got Maurice to go down to the bank to check on Alonzo. He was still unconscious, and Maurice just drove off and left her. I will not forgive him for that. I know it was supposed to be funny and a joke, and Sabrina got him back when she pretended to have called the cops and the police were at the front door, but it's just that you don't know what kind of mental state Maurice would have been in if he had woken up. Like, what if he had attacked Sabrina? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where I just don't like it. I get it. It was supposed to be funny, but I just don't like how it played out. So I mean, okay, I'm sorry. I got a little off track there. But essentially, Maurice has just been not a good person to Jacobi the whole time. You could say, well, that's foreshadowing. Maybe it's the fact that Jacobi really is a bad guy and Maurice had him pegged from the first moment he saw him. No, Maurice had it out for Jacobi as soon as he saw him. But now it's like, oh, you like my best friend, huh? No. But basically, not only the Maurice thing, but it was made clear, oh, whoa, you know Alonzo? Well, how did I? Well, no, I didn't know. Yeah, but I didn't know he put you in the hospital, Maurice. Damn. And then from there, when Gary and Paris came to the bank and all the girls were there, he was just trying to do his job. Oh, would y'all like to open an account and everything? Oh, okay, y'all want me in the back? Okay. So I don't know if we're supposed to feel, oh, Jacoby's a good guy and then Tyler Perry's going to flip the script. I just hope it turns out that he's just a nice guy. And whether or not Sabrina stays with him in favor of Calvin, who knows? But what was that movie, 500 Days of Summer? I saw that for the first time last year. Believe it or not, one of my purchases I got from eBay or Amazon, for some reason, I don't know if it was a mistake or if the person just decided to send me a copy, I bought something that wasn't even a movie, but they put that DVD in my package. And I decided to watch it for the first time. I ain't gonna lie. Some of the times in my life, I've been the dude. What's her face? The girl from New Girl, basically the girl that played Summer. I was the guy, like that persona. Yeah, I've been an asshole before. But basically, what I'm saying is, sometimes you can be with somebody for a long period of time, but never make it official. You never get married or anything. But then you meet somebody random, and within one day, it's like, I knew it was him. It was like I knew with him something in one day, something I never felt with you for like 3 years. You know what I mean? So basically, maybe Sabrina finds the thing she's looking for that she couldn't find within Calvin. Was it just the ruggedness of a Jacobi? Or is it the tenderness of a Calvin she's looking for? I don't know. To be completely honest, as much as I've given Maurice flack in this video, I completely agree with him. It's like, if you want her, call her. If you don't want him, move on. It's as simple as that. But I feel like in season 1, we've really gotten way too much Sabrina just caring too much about what other people think and believing rumors as opposed to taking Calvin at his word. That's pretty much all I got to say. This video is probably like 3 times longer than I intended it to be, but oh well. So if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.